This is our real-time cloud-based ERP solution, MSME Sales Booster. Since it is a real-time solution, you will always be getting the latest information no matter where you are, when you are accessing, how you are accessing. This is available cross-platform. So what I'm showing you right now is on the browser. So whenever you are having access to any browser, you will be able to use the ERP. You can also access this ERP on the desktop app. So this can be converted to desktop app and it can also be converted to mobile app for both iOS and Android. Since it is a cloud-based solution, it is always available as long as you are having internet connection, you will always be able to access the ERP solution. Now, when we first log into the ERP solution, you will always be shown the different dashboards. So this is our sales dashboard. So here, different kinds of analysis are being shown. So we are having the sales funnel, we are having the revenue overview, actual versus target revenue, where you are having the actual target versus the target revenue. What is the percentage of achievement? Orders versus revenue, revenue by product category. You can also do the revenue by product group, top customers by revenue, lead conversion time. So this is the time taken for your sales members to convert the new lead to the customer. Performance leaderboard. So which sales member is performing very good. Payment status. So this is your total receivable. How much is fully paid, partially paid, unpaid, overdue. Order status. How much is in production, closed, ready for dispatch, open. Orders heat map. So which month, how many orders have come, who is the best performer, who is the top member who has got the maximum orders, top longest overdue invoices. So which is the customer or which is the invoice which is overdue for a very long time. Now this is the overview. If you want to drill down, you can also drill down and check the details. So for example, if I click over here, I will be able to see the details of the orders. Similarly, if I click over here, I will be able to see the details of the invoices. So by default, you are shown the overview. If you want to drill down, you will be able to click on any value and you will be able to drill down and check the value. Additionally, we are also having export. So you can export this as an Excel report. Similar to the sales dashboard, we are also having the purchase dashboard. So we are having the procurement funnel, the spend by vendor, incoming delivery timeline. So you will come to know which PO will be delivered when, what is the value of the delivery, delivery performance. So this is basically your, whenever you order, you place an order on the vendor, you will tell the vendor by this date, I want the material. Whether they're delivering on time, delayed on time percentage, that will be calculated here. This is your vendor performance. So total amount, total quantity delivered by them, total accepted, rejected, what is the acceptance rate? Inventory health is there. So in inventory health, we have in stock, low stock, out of stock. So whenever it goes low stock, you will always be shown alerts. So for example, here you have 12 low stock items. You can click here to review. You will be able to see all the low stock items. Okay, so for every item, you will define what is the minimum reorder level. If it goes below that, it will sound an alert to you. Purchase efficiency. So how much time it takes for the purchase department to convert a PR to a PO. Price variance. So for every item, what is the change in the price? So for example, this one, if I check over here, it started at 250, then went to 350, then came down to 300. So this is the change in the price for that particular item. That is the price history. And material shortage. So for every product, you will have a BOM. In that BOM, we will check what are the raw materials consumables. What is the shortage? That will be shown over here as the material shortage. So for example, here 75%, meaning if you see planned is 2000, available 500, missing 1500. Then we are also having production dashboard. So this is your work order distribution. How many pending orders, in progress orders completed. Production health. So in our ERP, for every product, you can create a production plan. In that production plan, you can decide which department will be taking part in it, who is the responsible person, and what is the target date for that department. Based on that, we are generating a target date, which is our target date. As and how delays are happening, we are changing the predicted completion date. So your predicted completion date versus your target date is the production health, whether you're on track or delayed. This is the QC pending for the in-process inspection. Delivery commitment. So customer will request you for a delivery. Just as you request the vendor, customer will request you. Whether or not you will be able to achieve the delivery is being displayed over here. This is the bottleneck process load. So based on the processes and how much load they are having, you will come to know which is the process which is having the highest load. Daily production output. This is the dispatch planning. Every day, every week, and the start of the week on Monday, dispatch plan is sent to the team to know that in that week what all dispatches have to happen. Then this is the production planning summary of all the work orders. Whatever production planning you have done, this is the summary. Similarly to the production dashboard, we are also having the finance dashboard. So in the finance dashboard, you have the revenue versus expense versus profit, cash inflow versus outflow, receivables aging, top overdue customers, payables aging, vendor payment behavior, your cash conversion cycle, profit margin trend, current ratio, financial risk indicators, and so on. We also have the quality dashboard. So in the quality dashboard, you are having incoming inspection, and final inspection quantity analysis. Now, the advantage of these dashboards are they are highly customizable depending on your requirement. We can customize and we can give it to you. In the central core is our tasks dashboard. So task is basically the work that has to be done every day. So the moment they log in, they will be able to see what are the tasks due today, upcoming tasks, completed tasks, and so on. How this works is that basically when any action has to be taken, a task will be generated for that person who has to take that action. When that action is taken, then only the task is going to be completed. You cannot manually complete the task where the action has to be taken. It will not allow you to do that. Now, coming to the left side, if you can see here, these are the different kinds of modules that we have added inside the ERP. So we are having sales, finance, masters, inventory, maintenance, purchase, quality, production, design, service, logistics, HR. Coming to the sales module, this is our entire workflow. We start with the visit planner. We plan your visits. For every visit, status initially will be pending. When you create a sales report, that sales report will be linked to the visit plan, then the status will change to visited. So this is the visit planner sales report. Enquiry will be generated here. So all your enquiries will be managed in the enquiry management system. For every enquiry, a unique number will be generated. You do not need to worry about numbering. It is being handled by the ERP. Whenever an inquiry is generated, status is always going to be open. So here, for example, I'm generating an inquiry. So here I will put what is the company name, contact person, inquiry received on, sales member, quotation creator, inquiry source, and what is the inquiry. You can also upload files if you need to upload to support the inquiry. Once the inquiry is created, you can create the quotation in either two ways. First way is that you either know the pricing, so you can directly create a quote, convert this and create to a quotation. Or second option is you can request for the costing. So let's say I create the quote. So here the data is auto-filled from the inquiry. Numbering is done automatically. You will add what are the requirements. So whatever requirements that you are having here, you can add the requirement over here. The data will be auto-filled. You add the quantity, the unit price. Once you are happy with this, other details will be your terms and conditions, which have to be entered only once. It can be changed, edited, deleted. You can add a new condition. You can also add a datasheet specification if you wish to add a datasheet specification. Once this is done, then in the bottom, this is our real-time editor. When you click on preview quotation, you will be able to see the quotation. So this is the first way to send the quotation. Second way is that you request for the costing. So when you make a costing request, it will be sent to the costing department. Once it is sent to the costing department, they can request for a price estimation bomb to know what will be the parts that will be manufactured, bought out, and so on. Then once they know what are the parts, this price estimation bomb will connect the sales department with the design department. Request machining time is basically connecting the sales with the production department to ask them how much time it will take for machining and which are the parts that will be machined in-house outsourced or job work. Request vendor pricing is basically for all the consumables, your bought out items that will be purchased from the vendor. This will connect the sales department with the purchase department. You will ask the purchase head to get the best price possible. Once this is done, quotation is created. When the quotation is created, a PDF file will be generated. For you to send the PDF file to the customer, you can either download it and send it separately from your email, or we are having inbuilt email integration with Google, that is Gmail, and with Outlook. Advantage of the email integration is when you open the quotation, you will always find the entire history of the emails that have been sent. For the quotation, we are also having follow-up. So with the follow-up, you can add what follow-up has been done with the customer. Special price feature is there, wherein let us say customer comes back to you asking for a special price. The sales member will not be able to decide. So he will create a special price request. He will add the competitor name. He will add what is the requested price, and he will send it to the manager or to the owner. Then the owner will decide whether to give the special price or not, depending on the purchase quantity and the frequency. So then we are having the customer order. So you can convert a quotation to customer order, or you can create a customer order on your own. Once the customer order is created, from the customer order, a work order can be generated, which will connect the sales department to the production department. Coming to the production department, this is our entire workflow. It starts with the BOM. So you can create a single level BOM, multi-level BOM, all of that is possible. You can create a BOM for a standard item. You can also revise that item and revise the BOM. So that possibility is also available. For example, this BOM has been revised from version 1. Now in that BOM, if you see here, there is something called as a process chain. So process chain is basically the route or the process routing that will take place for in order to create this particular product. So how that is created? So we are having something called as workstations, wherein you will add all your machines like we have done here, thread rolling, Swiss CNC, coating 1, coating 2, cutting 1, cutting 2, and so on. We'll add and then process master, which are all our different types of processes, turning, Swiss CNC, coating, grinding, and so on. Then we will create a process routing. So routing is for this particular part, routing name, what is the process flow. So whenever we are manufacturing defense connector, it will be first turning, then Swiss CNC, then thread rolling, then silver plating. Once this is done, then when the work order is created, initially in the work order, these are the details that are going to be shown to you. For creating a production plan, you need to go to production planning and you need to click on create and create the production plan. For example, for this production plan has been already created. First, the department will be purchased, then store, production, assembly, quality, responsible person, and the target date. What is the status of the individual department? For starting the work order, you need to click on show more start. Now this has already been started, so it is currently under the purchase department. If you see, the target date is different, the predicted completion date is different. When I update this, it is going to go to the next department, which is the store. So this is how you update the work order. If you see here, now it is colored in yellow, which means that there is already a delay in the production. Now whenever there is a delay, either the system will automatically detect the delay, or if you already know delay will happen, you can warn the delay. So in warning the delay, you will tell the next department that how many days it is going to get delayed by. So if you see here, it is predicted date was 25th of July. I say it will be delayed by 10 days. It is now becoming 5th of August. So this will skip your Sundays and your holidays. It will only count your working days and give you the date. That is the warning delay. Now in the BOM, you will create the BOM, you will start the processing. When you start the processing, there will be a single stage of MRP. In that single stage, all your material shortages, everything will be identified and automatically PR will be created. So for example, over here, I will add a product over here, and in that product, I will add a product over here. I will create it. Now this product which is there, it is already having a BOM. So I will start the processing, and here already the process is already been selected that it will be first laser cutting, then turning, drilling, and grinding. Here if you see, this is the BOM. Required quantity is 20. For one number is 2. For 10 numbers it is 20. I will assign this to a particular person. It shows me available quantity 500 kg, required is 20, so shortage is 0. Here I can decide the number of batches that has to be created. So batch size is 500, which we set up while creating the product master. I will put it as 10. So batches required will be 1. I will start the processing. So with this, what happens? The processing is going to start for this particular work order. So here, this is batch production. So for every particular batch, you will be able to see what is the process history: laser cutting, turning, drilling, grinding. So when I click on the start process, it is automatically going to start my process. Now, if I check here, it will start measuring the time also. So this is how we measure the processes. Additionally, you can also check your operator performance and also your machine performance. So this is for every process, start time, end time. In the process master, you will add what is the standard process time and cost. Now standard time is 16 minutes. So your variance is minus 15. So performance is 100%. So based on this, your operator performance, machine performance also will be calculated. Moving ahead, this will bring us to the design department. So in the design department, whenever any design request is created for a new product, we are taking care of it with this steps. So it starts with the input details, then it goes to concept drawing, then it goes to detailed design, drawing verification, drawing issues, finally drawing submission. From the drawing submission, you will be getting the BOM. We also have the ECN, so engineering change note. So whenever you want to make any changes, you can request for a ECN. Coming to the quality module, we are taking care of different kinds of inspection. So it starts with the incoming inspection, in process, and final. In incoming, it will be against your GRN. So for every inspection, we are creating a file. So we have developed this in the direction of ISO. So in this particular file, you will also be able to see your document number, revision date. This is our template. So based on your requirement, we can customize and give you the template. Same thing will happen for in process, final. Now in incoming inspection, if you reject any item, it will create a rejected item entry. In the rejected item entry, you will be able to see the item code, work order number, customer name in that work order, against which GRN it was delivered, what is the purchase order number, rejected quantity, quality inspection report, and who rejected. Now in the action plan, there are 4 options: replacement, return, scrap, and rework. Or you can accept with the deviation. Okay. Now, inside the replacement, let's say you choose the replacement, then whenever a replacement is created, here you will be able to see your original GRN, replacement GRN, original inspection report, replacement inspection report. Additionally, we are also having quality issues, so you can create quality issues. For every issue, you can add what is the category, who is responsible for working on that issue. So that person will get a task created. When he marks that issue as resolved, it will send another task to the person who generated the issue, which is the quality person. Only if he approves it, then only the issue is going to get closed. So that's the quality module. Coming to the purchase module, this is our entire workflow. So we have the PR, purchase request, wherein we are showing the PRs over here in the table. This is a PR number against which work order the PR was requested. What's the product against which it was requested, who it was requested by, and how many items are unprocessed. It can so happen that in the PR there are 10 items, out of which 2 items are processed. So this column will always show you how many are unprocessed. From the PR, then you will create the RFQ, and from RFQ, you will create the PO. Now in the RFQ, when you select multiple vendors, there is an option of adding the vendor response. So whenever you add the vendor response, it is always going to show you the response during the comparison phase. So here I am adding the vendor response. Now when I want to compare the vendors, I will go to view, compare vendors. I will be able to see the vendor comparison. So for this item, this vendor is quoting this much, and this much. So I can decide which vendor to go with, or I can play around and request for more discount. Whenever the vendor changes or gives more discount, his old response is going to be stored in the history. Once you are happy, you can convert this to a PO. So in the PO, again, we are doing the same thing, that we are creating a PDF file. And depending on the amount or the quantity that is delivered, the status will change to partially delivered or fully delivered. Now, a single PR can be converted into multiple PO, multiple PR into single PO. Absolutely possible, and our ERP is highly flexible. That is being handled very easily. Now, when it is single PR to multiple PO or multiple PR to single PO, how will you know which item came from which PR, from which work order, which RFQ? What we are doing is that in our purchase order, we are tracking every item. At the item level, tracking is being done. So this item came from this work order against this customer. This is the purchase request. If any GRN is created, it will be stored here. A purchase invoice is created, it will be stored here. Actual quantity, received quantity, accepted quantity. This is being done almost everywhere, not only in purchase order, also in the GRN. Whenever a GRN is created, inside the GRN, we are also tracking everything at item level. What is the work order against which it came from, and purchase invoice. In the GRN, when creating a GRN, you will add the vendor name, you will add the purchase order, and you can select the items and also request for technical inspection. Whenever requested for technical inspection, only if it is accepted, it will be added to the inventory. We are also having GIN, which is basically the gate pass or the gate entry which the security creates. So let's say purchase delivery, vehicle number, driver contract, driver name, time in, time out, and so on. Then we are having purchase invoice. So in purchase invoice, you create the purchase invoice here against the GRN or directly from the PO. Item master is basically you create your items. So here when creating the item, we are having different categories like assets, bought out, consumables, raw materials, tools. We are having product groups. Advantage of this is, let's say I'm creating a product group of sheet metal. I can decide for that product group what will be my dimensions. So if you see here, there are no attributes here, but the moment I choose sheet metal, attributes are going to be displayed. So here I choose sheet metal, attributes are going to be displayed here. Now, we are also having item coding for every product group. So you don't need to remember the item code or generate the item code again. As per your item coding, automatically the code will be generated for that group. I will add the length over here 1500, width over 3500, thickness of 10, and I will take CRCA sheet metal, so 7850. If you auto generate item code, it will automatically show you the item code. So 1500, which is from here, 3500 from here, into 10 from here, dash 0001 is the counter or the serial number. So this is the first sheet, first kind of item for this particular dimension. Now in the bottom, if you see, we are also having units. So base unit is the unit in which it will be stored. Let's say I choose this as numbers. Purchase, I will purchase in kilogram. I will say kilogram. And pricing, that is, that price will be per watt. So per, let us say, kilogram. If you see here, my weight has automatically been calculated by the ERP. I don't need to worry about the weight. So this is basically the benefit of using the product group. So in the product group, I have already added the attributes or the dimensions which will be used, and I have also added the weight formula. When it comes to weight, while delivering a sheet metal with weight, there can be variance. So I can also add weight variance here as per percentage or absolute. If it's a weight, it's a percentage variance type. If I choose variance of 5%, one number can vary between 391 to 432, which actually it was 412 kg. So depending on this, the purchase order will be marked fully delivered or partially delivered, even if it's less than 412 or more than 412 kg, one number. And based on that, once while storing in the inventory, that kg will be converted into numbers. Then coming to the inventory, this is our inventory module. So we are having different kinds of stores. We are having the engineering item store, electrical item store, tools and equipment stores, off-cut store, scrap store, finished goods. Scrap store is basically for the scrap value, scrap quantity. So how we get this is whenever items are added from the GRN, batch is created. Based on FIFO, that is first in, first out, we consume the batch, and based on that value of that item from that GRN, we generate what is the scrap value. Then off-cut storage, if you are having a sheet metal, you cut it, and that cut piece, if you want to store it, that will be stored inside the off-cut store or the cuttable item store. Similarly, engineering item, electrical item store. We are also having the stock value, stock breakdown. So for each store, what is the breakdown of the stock? Low stock items. WIP is being shown. That is the work in progress. So work in progress is basically the raw material, consumables, or whatever material is being assigned or issued against the work order. So against every work order, you will be able to see what is the issue that has been done, when it has been done, and by whom. This is the WIP, work in progress. Then here, for every finished goods, we are creating a batch. So against that batch, you will be able to get the batch level traceability. So for example, here, if I see these are the batches created against this work order, if I click on view trace, this is the entire traceability. So I know this particular batch which was created of this product was created in this work order. It was sold in 2 invoices, and material issued was this. So it was created for this customer against this work order number on this date for this quantity. Then what all raw material was consumed from which GRN, which batch number, what is the quantity, and the sales invoices against which it was sold. So that is the batch level traceability. This is not only for the finished goods, it is also for the raw material. So in the raw material, if I check, let us say I take this raw material and I check over here, what is the batch level traceability. So I come here, I click on batch. So I can see that this particular item was delivered in this GRN from this particular vendor. Material issued, meaning this material, that is brass, was issued in one material issue. And it was used in raw material in this work order. So this is the batch level traceability for the raw material, not only for the finished goods. Then moving further, we are also having the maintenance module, which is your breakdown maintenance request, preventive maintenance plan. You will have the last maintenance date, next maintenance date. Based on that, you will get a reminder, and a maintenance report can be created with start time, end time. Based on this, you will also come to know what are the spare parts you consumed and the maintenance expenses. We are having an after sales service, which is your customer complaints. So for every customer complaint, a PDF file is going to be generated. It can be sent directly to the customer with the photos. When you finish with the complaint, a service report will be generated, which will link to the customer complaint, and it will close the customer complaint. Also, a service schedule is there. Logistics are basically your delivery challenge, which can be created against the work order. Okay, in the HR, we are having employees, contractors, so you can generate your payroll, you can generate your insurances can be added here, general insurance, vehicle insurance, payroll, leave master, penalty master is there. Then you are having attendance leaves. If you are having a biometric device, if you connect it to our ERP, it will automatically generate your attendance. Then based on the wages that you have assigned to every individual person, the payroll can be generated at the end of the month. We are also having compliance master. So this is basically all your compliances like your factory certificate, factory license, your fire extinguisher license, ISO license. Then you're having a due date, and whenever it is close to the due date or close to the renewal, you will get a reminder. Then we are having the finance module wherein we are having this entire workflow. You are having different ledgers, chart of accounts. We are having reports, sales invoices. So whenever a sales invoice is created, again, a PDF file is going to be generated. So this is our entire PDF file for the sales invoice. Now for the sales invoice also we are having your e-invoice. So if you are eligible for e-invoice, you can create the e-invoice using your GST email and the password. Also, if it is a more than 50,000, e-way bill button will be showed over here along with the e-invoice. Moving further, we are having different kinds of reports. So in the reports, we are having your receivables, we are having your payables, we are also having your aging report. So how much value is it within which bracket. For that value, if you click on that, you will also be able to see which invoice it has come from. Also, same is there for the payables aging. Then we are also having the cash flow. So this is your cash flow, how the cash is flowing for all the accounts. If you want to see only cash only or bank only, that also can be done. Then additionally, we are having the day book, which is your everyday what is happening in the company. General ledger is there. So this is for every particular account, what is the opening, debit, credit, closing. For a particular account also, you can check what is happening. Okay, so that also is available here, general ledger. Then we are having GST reports. So this is your net GST payable. Output GST minus input GST will give you the net GST payable. We are having your profit and loss. So this is your profit and loss for this financial year. We are also having your balance sheet, and we are having something called as a consumption report. So this is basically the consumption of all your raw material. So for example, this is the raw material. This has been the consumption in this date range. If you see, this is the value 57 lakh 50,000. But how did you get that value? If you come to that, you will be able to see from this batch, this quantity was taken at this rate. So that is how we got that value. So this is item wise, meaning raw material wise. If I want to check product wise, I will be able to also check product wise. For every product, what is the consumption? For work order wise, consumption is there. Department wise, consumption is there. Requisition purpose wise, so it can be production, service, repair, rework. So depending on that, consumption is there. And also detailed consumption is there. So here you will get entire detail, which batch, which GRN, store type, rate, quantity, item code, description, and so on. So that is the finance module. In banking, you will also get banking reconciliation, wherein you can upload your bank statement and you can do the reconciliation. So that is the bank reconciliation. And finally, to wrap it up, our entire ERP is controlled by the admin. So the admin will decide what are the user roles, so which person will be given which role, and in that role, what they will be able to access on the admin page, what they can access, design page, what they can do, create, read, update, cancel, full access, finance, what they can see, what they can do, whether they can export, whether they can see analysis. So entire control is in the hands of the admin. Additionally, when I am a normal member, I can only see my data. If I am a manager, I can see my data and my team's data. And if I am an admin, I can see all the data. So that is how the ERP has been developed. So all in all, this ERP is an end-to-end ERP that will help you manage your day-to-day operations in almost every department under one roof. Also, one last point, let us say you are having a sales member or a service member who's traveling. You can also track their location in real time. So if I come over here, I can also track their location. So here, if I go to, let us say, March and I click on apply, you can also see their location in real time. So this will help you for your fuel reimbursement. You'll get the total distance traveled, start time, end time, punch in, punch out, and the addresses. So this is being done using our mobile app. So when they punch in, their location tracking is also going to start.